What is the JavaScript event loop, and how does it work? Imagine trying to juggle multiple tasks at once but only having one hand. That's kind of how JavaScript handles many operations with just a single thread. The secret behind this is the JavaScript event loop. It's a system that makes sure your code runs smoothly, even when doing many things at once. If you've used functions like setTimeout or promises, you've already seen parts of how it works. But understanding the event loop helps you write better, faster, and more responsive code. JavaScript runs in a single-threaded environment, which means only one piece of code can run at a time. But web pages often need to do many things like fetch data from a server, respond to clicks, or update animations. That's where the event loop comes in. It manages how and when these tasks happen without freezing the page. Here's how it works. The call stack keeps track of the functions that are currently running. When you call a function, it gets added to the call stack. When that function finishes, it's removed. Meanwhile, the browser or Node.js provides web APIs that handle things like timers, network requests, or user events. When one of these finishes, it puts a callback function into a queue. There are two main queues, the callback queue and the microtask queue. The callback queue holds functions from timers or network requests, while the microtask queue holds higher priority tasks like promise callbacks. The event loop constantly checks if the call stack is empty. If it is, it first looks at the microtask queue. If there are any callbacks there, it moves the first one onto the call stack to run. If the microtask queue is empty, it then takes the first callback from the callback queue. This process repeats over and over, keeping your code running smoothly. For example, if you set a timer with setTimeout, its callback goes into the callback queue after the delay. If you use a promise and attach a then method, its callback goes into the microtask queue. Because microtasks are processed first, promise callbacks run before setTimeout callbacks, even if the timer finishes first. This order is key to understanding how asynchronous JavaScript works. When you use async and await, you're working with promises. The await pauses your function until the promise resolves, but it doesn't block the entire program. Instead, it lets other code run while waiting. Once the promise is fulfilled, the continuation of your function is scheduled as a microtask. That's why understanding the event loop helps you predict when your code will run, especially with async await. In practical terms, the event loop makes it possible to wait for user input, fetch data from a server, or animate elements without freezing the whole page. It's what allows modern web applications to be fast and responsive. Knowing how it works helps you write cleaner, more efficient asynchronous code and avoid surprises in how your functions execute.